guys, today we are going to paint a sugar plum Christmas tree. So grab your paint, your supplies, and come paint with me.
Hey guys, we are back again painting, and this time I am going to paint a Christmas tree. This is one that I did the other day here with some red and yellow and little blue ornaments on it. And so I want to do another one that's a little bit brighter in color and have some different ornaments on there. So let's just go ahead and get started with our background. And real quick, the colors that we're using today, I've got white, a medium blue, an aqua color, a violet purple, although it looks dark purple on camera, and then this is like a just a emerald green, and this is a lighter shade of that green, more of a chartreuse kind of color, and then this is an Indian yellow and orangey yellow. So these are the colors that I think we're going to use on this canvas. We may change it up, but that's what I've got for now. So let's get started with our background. I'm going to take some white and then get a little bit of this aqua color on my brush and blend that in there, and just keep going back with a little bit of white and a little bit of the aqua color. Until we get our canvas covered. There we are. Now we're going to dry that layer. I'm going to use a little blow dryer, and when I'm using this, I've got the air on low, but I'm also using a cool button, or just make sure that you keep your blow dryer away from the canvas, because you don't want that heat to make your paint crack or anything. So let's blow dry. Alright, our canvas is dry. So now we're going to come in and add in our tree. And for that, I like to use an angled brush. This is a 1/2 inch angled brush. And I like to get the paint, get it wet just a little bit. But take it and make sure that you've got the paint on the end of your branch, on the end of it. And I want this first layer to be a little bit darker, so I'm gonna add some blue into it, so my back branches will have that shadowed kind of look with a darker color. And so I just start at the top here and do like a little line, and then I start bringing out my branches. And I do leave gaps. I twist my paintbrush around. And just go back and forth with it to create our tree. And then get it down to about as far as you want it. You want it to go. There. And then I'm going to pick up some of that lighter green. And then just kind of come back over it and kind of tap in. Just little random taps. Just to give it some highlights on it. And there we are. And then we are going to blow dry this again. So just like before, make sure that you hold it up off your canvas if you're using a heat setting, and if you're using a cooler setting, then you can let it get a little bit closer. And that's what I'm using as a cool setting. So let's go ahead and start blow drying again. Alright, there we are. That's all dry now, so we can put another layer on top of it and not have to worry about our colors mixing in with the with that green that we have on here. Alright, so from here we're just going to start adding in some of our snow onto the branches. And I'm not going to do a whole lot, but I am going to do a little bit just to give the suggestion that it's, you know, outside and it's been snowed on. So we're just going to get the ends of these branches, just little tips of them. And I like to kind of, we'll do it right here, kind of go like this and kind of hang over a little bit with our color. So do it here, come down and kind of bring it down a little bit. And then maybe right here we've got some, and come down just a little bit. So it looks like it's kind of hanging on there and then dripping off just a smidge. And I also do it on the front of the branches as well, because some of the branches are coming at you, and so that illustrates that they're hanging, they're facing forward and coming towards you a little bit. And this kind of, it gives the more of the dimension to the tree. Then you just keep coming through and adding in little dabs of it where you want it to go. And just do like little squiggly marks on there. And then when you're doing this too, some of your paint, you know, as you put it on first, you've got a lot of white on there, and then as you keep dabbing, it kind of grays out a little bit, and that's totally fine because it adds that extra layer of dimension to it. So the lighter or the grayed out version of your white makes it look like it's further back on the tree, and we definitely want some of that too. So that's it for the white, and then we're going to come back in and add some ornaments to the tree. Now for the ornaments, I'm using this smaller brush. It's probably a 1/4 inch angle, the same brush that I used to put the snow on, in case I didn't mention that before. But now I'm going to take some of this orange, get a touch of white mixed in with it. Let's see what we get when we put it on here. I haven't used this on my tree yet, so just do little and I'm not doing circles. I'm doing you know, like little blobs, so that way we can come back in and do some shadowing and stuff on it and make it look like the globes are on it. Just come through here and just randomly put some of those on your tree. And I always do odd numbers of these too, if you're doing enough to count. If you're not doing enough to count, then don't worry about it. And then let's do one more up here towards the top. So now I'm going to add in some of these purple. It really is a violet, a red violet kind of color. It's really pretty, but it is definitely coming across purple on here. And I'm going to put some of these in here too. Same concept, little blobs in here. And some can be at the edge as well. Okay, and then I want to add a couple more of these and put some of the yellow-orange color. Make sure you rinse out your brush. You don't want to mix your purple with this orangey yellow, because these colors are opposite on the color wheel, which means that they will pair nicely together, but it also means that they will gray each other out and make them a little more subtle. Okay, and I added a little bit of orange on to here because I want to get a little bit more, instead of a yellowy color, I want that light apricot. So I'm mixing a little bit with the orange and the white, and then just gonna put those on here. There we go. On top of our yellow dots. Just put a little bit of that on top of each one of those. Gives them a little bit more of a the light effect. And then I'm just coming in here with a little bit of the orange onto one side of them and just kind of tapping, just a smidge of it, just a little bit onto the edges. And it's just for that whole layering effect to make sure that one side of it looks like it's shadowed more so than the other. It's just bringing out the contrast in it. So then we're going to switch over and we're going to add a little bit of white to our purple that we used on here. So that we can make these pop out too. I want it just a little bit lighter than that. There we go. So now I'm going to switch back to my 1/2 inch angled brush that we used. I rinsed it out really good. I'm going to come back with some of the white mixed in with a little bit of the blue for the snow. And what I want to do at first is get a dark, just a dark layer of snow in. I'm going to turn this sideways. And just come across like this. Can you even see that? And then that way when we come back over with the actual snow, you'll have some shadows in there. So we're going to let this dry real quick. I'm going to turn the blow dryer back on again. Remember, make sure you're using a low heat. So still with that 1/2 inch angled brush. Now I'm going to come back in with some white, just plain white, to give that crispness of the snow, to show that it's just fallen. I'm going to come off the tree a little bit because the tree puts a shadow on the snow, but then you just come back in and throw in some of your white right back over the top of it. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring this white all the way to the edge of my canvas. And then we're going to let that dry again. And then I want to add a little bit more of the branches down here, kind of coming down over the snow. I want to feel like Right now I feel like the tree is behind the snow and I want to bring the tree forward a little bit. So to fix that, I'm going to go right back in with where we had our green and then mix in just a little bit of that blue. And it kind of gives me a turquoise kind of color. But I want to come back over and do just like we were doing before and bring some of those branches back down over it. And so now that brings your tree forward and it's sitting on top of the snow instead of behind the snow. And then just put a little bit of just a little bit of highlights there and a little bit more of that dark. Come out there too. Some of these branches I want to come out a little bit further. But anyway, so there's that. It brought those branches out and over the snow, which is what I was going for. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some snow on our tree. We're going to sprinkle it like it's snowing. So I'm going to use just a toothbrush, you know, an old one that you don't want to use anymore. Get it wet. And I'm going to take it here into the white just a little bit, and I want a smidge of the blue because I want this snow to stand out from the background just a little bit. And then you take it like this and we're going to flick it down like this, or we're going to flick it like this onto our canvas. So let me see if I can do it this way so you can see. And that just puts the blue snow on. And have some baby wipes handy because you're going to need them to get this off your thumb. Can you see that? It adds the sprinkle. Of the snow on there. And if you get some of your paint sprinkles on are too wet or too much and it's leaving like a pool of water, you can take a wet paper towel or a washcloth and just dab it on, up and down, and it'll take that excess water off. A little bit of the color will still be there, and that's fine. We want that color there. But that is how you fix that. And then that's if you got your toothbrush too wet and it sprays on more of just like a water, and that's not what you want. So now I'm going to do this one more time, but this time I am going to use just the white, nothing mixed in with it. And same thing, same motion, just like this, onto my canvas and throw some white dots on there. Come back with some more. Again, use the wipes to get that excess paint off of you. And there you have it. Got a tree, a winter tree. And then you can add a star at the top if you want as well. Probably should have done this before we did the snow, but anyway, let's do it now. So I'm just going to take this Indian yellow and orangey yellow color and do the star. So I'm just going to one line down, one line across, and then do a thinner line with just the tip. I come out with just the tip and just pull down just a little bit. Same thing on each of the center little pieces. To do the star at the top. And then I'm going to add, come back over here and grab some more of this white. To lighten it up. And then just come back over the top and just little touches of highlights in it. And there it is. And then all that's left to do now is to sign your painting once it's dried. And I am going to use a Posco pen. It's a 0.7 mm gold color. It's got a smaller tip on it. This one does like to spit a little bit when I sign things, so just be really careful with them if you use these. And I'll have to come back over that again because I can't see it. And then with this canvas too, you can come back over and do the sides later. You can either do it in a solid color or bring over your background color and put it over. You can use your background color to go over it as well onto your sides. Or you can use a solid color like all gold or all black, anything like that to finish it up. So anyway, this was a quick and easy little Christmas tree painting that you can do for yourself. I hope you make one, and if you'll show me on Davina's Studio Art Facebook page, I would greatly appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.